Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tampa Film Podcast. Go ahead, Anthony. Say something.
Hi, I'm Anthony. It's good to be back again.
We're back with Anthony Caban. He's a local filmmaker. By the way, do you go by Caban or Caban? Caban. I always thought so.
Well, you made the right choice.
Naturally.
Some others want to say Caban, and well, the last person that said Caban was my PE teacher in high school. So, yeah.
Well, brother, we got to catch up with you. You've been really fucking busy, and
Yeah.
that's always a good thing. But first, we do have a little bit of important business to get to here.
Some very important news.
Give me 1 second to get the thing over. Okay. Let's address the elephant in the room for all of those who've been wondering about this virus situation and how it impacts us locally, filmmakers. So first of all, you and your productions, you do have a announcement or statement to make, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sprain my thighs, man.
You have the floor.
What?
You have the floor.
I hit the floor, didn't I?
No, you have the floor.
Oh no, my thighs are sprained up right now. So.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm alright. I think I pulled a muscle.
Okay, work it out. While you do that, I guess I'll go ahead and
Yeah.
Tampa Film. You ready?
Go ahead. Oh, I need a chair to relax my feet on.
Okay, so relax your muscle. I'm gonna go ahead and just do Tampa Film Network's
All right, I'm fine now.
thing.
All right, I'm good.
You going first or me?
You can go first, and then
Okay, fine.
I'll take it away from you, man. I'll take the floor.
Okay, for members of Tampa Film Network, we do have something of an announcement in regards to coronavirus or COVID-19. So we're issuing the following guidance, which is effective immediately and until further notice. In regards to our upcoming acting class, we are going to have to suspend some individuals as a matter of precaution and as a matter of safety. And this is not for anyone getting in trouble. This is just we want to make sure everyone is safe. And the best way to do that is to take the following precautions, I suppose. Now, I'm kind of paraphrasing our official statement here because we're still working out how we're going to deal with all the other things that we're doing, including filming. But as far as the events, right now, members who are age 60 and older, we're going to ask you not to try to attend any of Tampa Film Network's acting classes or events where we're all gathered in one place, such as the acting class. There is an open house general meeting on the books schedule, but we're rethinking the way that's working. So if you're a member and you are over the age of 60, because you're in a risk group that is one of the most vulnerable as far as this virus and how serious it can get for you, we're going to ask that you not attend the class in person. We're going to see if we can set up a video link for you guys to watch, and we'll work with you on an individual basis in a more safe setting where you don't have to be in contact with a lot of different folks. Members who live with someone over the age of 60. So if you live with grandma or a friend of the family and they are over the age of 60 and you come into contact with this person regularly, we're going to ask you not to attend the acting class as well. Members who have a history of chronic illness such as heart disease or diabetes, which might serve as an underlying condition that can become exacerbated by contracting COVID-19 and make it worse. If you have chronic illness and it turns out to be like something that is a higher risk for you, like say if you get the flu and it's worse because you have one of these issues, the same thing with this virus. we're going to ask you not to come to class and not to come to a TFN event in person where there are a large group of us gathered. Members who have flu-like symptoms or have had flu-like symptoms within the last 14 days, if you know that you've had a fever, a cough, shortness of breath, all the classic symptoms of the flu, please take it upon yourself, because only you know that, and don't attend any event if you had those symptoms within the last 14 days at least. And if you have had those symptoms, please let us know. You can go on to our Discord at the admin team and inform us there, and we'll work out a plan to work with you as well, because we're trying to make sure that everyone is having an opportunity to film. Also, members with a forehead temperature of 90. So this part I'm not too sure about. So we're setting a members with a forehead temperature of 99.5 and above. That would indicate that you have a fever, and I guess we'll have like one of those infrared temperature thermometer things. Hang on, I'm getting some static. You hear that?
Yeah, I can hear some static.
Hang on 1 second, folks. You're gonna hear the audio drop out. It'll be right back. Okay, I'm gonna have to carry on like this for a second. So in this case, we'll probably have one of those no contact infrared thermometer things, and we'll just kind of take your measurement at the door. And if you have a fever or a higher temperature, we're gonna have to ask you not to. We're gonna have to send you home. But those are the announcements as of right now, because they apply to our acting class on the weekend. And sorry to have to be exclusionary to folks, but we're trying to do what we can and do our due diligence as far as looking out for our member safety. We are going to be moving, and we're going to be moving as far as our events to focus on the shoots kind of with smaller groups. So those of you who are not able to attend class, or those of you who are attending class, we're going to stop meeting in groups in the smaller venues. We're going to make sure that if we do have a class in a venue, it's going to be one of the bigger spaces, like the auditorium at the John Germany Public Library. And also we're going to focus more on the actual shoots where we're not gathered together in a small space, which would make it easier to transmit or a contagious pathogen like that. That's all I have right now. The official statement will be up as soon as possible, I guess, by tonight. We'll post it on Discord as well as in the Facebook group for Tampa Film Network. So that is my unofficial reading of the official statement, which is not yet official. All right, now Anthony is going to inform you guys about his productions.
Before I do that, I want to, if you guys haven't got a chance to know what do you have to do to prevent it, you already know that there is no vaccine being out there right now. There's been some news that 2 people got cured, which is good. I'm happy. But that's outside of America. So I mean, I don't know, but I heard some official reports that 2 people got cured of the coronavirus, which is good. So I'm hoping this will blow over. I have a feeling it will, but it will take a while, to more than a month, because it's not an easy process. Usually the way I see it, it'll probably take probably 200 days or more. That's the way I see it. But hopefully there will be a vaccine out there for the COVID-19. I don't think there will be a cure yet, but I'm hoping for a vaccine, at least, because the vaccine it prevents the COVID-19, and it's better than nothing, at least. But the cure, it'll take like a year for that. But
no, a vaccine's gonna take a year.
Vaccine's gonna take a year,
At least, yeah.
At least a year.
Just a quick note. I had a few people message me. I don't know why I'm not a doctor, but I kind of keep up with things, and they were asking about how long. One of the things people wanted to know is, like, is a vaccine really on the way, and can it be done like really fast? As far as I know, the answer is no. And the reason they're asking me that is because the president was on TV telling people it's not as bad. It's like the flu. You can go to work with it. And I never thought I would have to say this. Do not listen to the president of the United States about this.
And don't even think about trusting him.
As far as anything related to this COVID-19 virus, listen to the CDC because that's their job. What they are saying is if you feel sick, contact a doctor. If you feel like you have the symptoms of the virus, let your doctor know. Your doctor will have access to state labs and they can order a test for you. All the other stuff, just try not to listen to the politics of it because that's all that it is, all this other stuff. So that's all I want to say. If you want to know more about this virus, go straight to the CDC or the World Health Organization, the WHO, and find the information that they have because they have all the information on this thing. And it is, as up to date as anyone could possibly.
So that means, simple as that, just wash your hands every day. Use hand sanitizer at all times. Spray yourself.
Yes. Now, before we get to that, as far as the specific impact on your productions.
So, I've been having a lot of concerns with everything that's been going on. It's unfortunate now. I mean, it all started with No Time to Die, the new Bond film. I remember I was on the bus and I read it, and an article popped up on the YouTube news feed, and it says that No Time to Die has been pushed from April 10th to November 26th, which it sucks major balls because I was about to go get my tickets for No Time to Die. But it's all good. But then when Peter Rabbit 2 got pushed to August, I mean, I don't give two rats' asses about the Peter Rabbit movie, so I mean, no one's going to watch it. But where they really crossed the line was A Quiet Place 2.
Sorry to cut in. Did you make an announcement already as far as what you're doing, as far as your productions for COVID-19?
Not yet.
Didn't you post it on Facebook?
There's more to it.
Okay. Yeah, if you could just rehash what you've already said, and then if you want to add more, you can.
Yeah. I'm gonna pause on how I feel about the cancellations. But because I want to talk more about how that the impact of what's going on. But I'm gonna pause that, and I'm gonna give you my official announcement about Deadshot Films. I love making movies. We all love making movies. Everyone loves making art. And without art, you can't have a film. And there is some static. So
yeah, I'm going to see if I can fix that. So give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Pause, folks.
We're pausing. I could still hear the static. I still hear static.
Isn't it a lot less right now?
I don't hear much of the static now.
Okay. Seems like it might be gone now.
Cool.
Stream's still good. Give me 1 second. Let me double check something.
Cool.
Test the mic again.
Testing.
Okay, we're good.
We apologize for that.
Thank you for bearing with us, folks. Technical difficulties.
Thank you for being patient with us, and we'll continue off the COVID-19 and the impact of the filmmaking. Like I said,
Yeah, if I'm sorry, if we could get right to the post that you did.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like it's important for those people involved with these production. Which
Mhm.
ones are impacted? So JLA.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. JLA United so far has been put on hold, as well as any of my upcoming horror projects. Not horror projects, any of my upcoming film projects, like this new next horror film I was going to do. We were going to be shooting it in June, but I don't want to risk that one because we'll be shooting in the woods.
Right.
We'll be shooting in a farm, and I'm pretty sure that they have animals in there too, and I don't want to risk it. I really don't. And so any of my upcoming movies that I plan on doing this year has been shut down until further notice.
Okay. So how many of those? Just to list off the ones.
Hard to say. But
Alright.
any of the projects that I have developed, like the Mafia film, the 3-hour Mafia film, that's going to be it's not happening this year.
So you're gonna be postponing things. Okay. So as far as things that have been in production, like right now, so Last Bounty, is that impacted by what you're doing right now?
We are not going to shut down The Last Bounty, unfortunately.
Okay. So like for example, there's a shoot on the 20th, I believe. That's still going.
There's going to be a shoot on this Saturday.
The 20th.
Wait, the 20th?
The 20th, I think, is a Friday.
No, not the 20th. I got work that day, so not happening.
There's not a shoot on the 20th?
Nope, it got pushed to the 27th
Okay.
for Friday because I got scheduled to work.
Okay, the 27th.
Yeah, but I do have filming on the 14th and 15th, and I've already reserved the room for the 24th, and I already paid $250 to reserve the bar for April 5th.
So which projects are the 14th and the 15th?
That's The Last Bounty.
Okay, so Last Bounty, are those still shooting on the 14th and 15th?
We're still gonna keep going.
Okay, so 14th and 15th are still on. The 20th got moved to the 27th. Okay.
21st and 20th, no filming. 22nd, only one. It's in the house, so I mean we're fine. We're not gonna be outside, but then again, 20th and 29th we're indoors, so we're good. And then April 4th, and we're good as well.
So the New York pizza place, that one is the one that moved from 20 to 27.
Correct.
Okay, so just same Friday. It's still Friday, just the Friday after the one that we thought. Okay.
Also, yeah. So I mean, we've already started to go in the middle of filming, so we don't want to shut something down that we've already been filming. That's why I'm not going to do it, because I don't want to shut the film down and disappoint people.
Right.
But I mean, if it gets to the point where any of our cast members or crew members end up being sick, and possibly to the point where one of them has a COVID-19, we will automatically shut down The Last Bounty.
Okay, so as of right now, JLA United will not be moving forward.
It will not happen.
The horror film The Deserted.
It's actually gonna be called The Encounter of the Unknown.
Okay.
We're pushing it out of like the fall. We're gonna push that to the fall. But JLA United, we're uncertain about that one.
Okay.
Because we have actors coming out from outside of Tampa, and because of traveling and such, we just don't want to risk it.
Okay. Is Survival of the Apocalypse still filming?
Well, that's already been done.
That's done. Okay.
The question is whether or not we will have a premiere, because I want to have a premiere. I still want to have that premiere. It is scheduled to still take place on April 17th at MegaCon Orlando.
Yeah.
At 10 a.m. It's still scheduled to take place.
But theaters at a time like this is probably going to be really risky.
10 a.m. is really risky.
By then, but like by the time that we get closer to that date, we're going to have more community spread. So it's like it's going to probably you might have to they might actually end up shutting down the theaters themselves.
Well, it's at a convention.
A convention? Okay.
Well, the thing is that I've already saved up like $700 to meet some celebrities at MegaCon. Like I was going to go dress up as.
Have you paid?
Not yet. I haven't even like I haven't put the transaction yet, so I'm fine.
You may want to hold off on that.
I'm holding off any sorts of like purchasing photo ops for any actors over there in Orlando until we know for a fact it's still happening. So I don't want to spend $307 on purchasing a photo op for the It cast, because I love It, and then suddenly like it got canceled, and I want my $307 back.
Right.
Because I've been saved, and plus, I'm ordering my Joker outfit from Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, and so I don't want to like be prepared for nothing, but we do have to be prepared for the outcome, and we have to prepare for the worst, and we got to prepare for the bad news.
Right.
And I haven't got a message yet. I haven't got a message from Rick Danford of Saints and Sinners Film Festival, nor the MegaCon convention on whether or not it's going to be canceled. I hope not, but I mean, based on everything that's happening right now, I have a 30 to 40% chance it will happen. So if anything, if Survive the Apocalypse gets canceled, if the film's premiere gets canceled, I will let you and everyone know.
Okay.
So it's still a go. The Junior Squad 2 is still a go.
Premiere.
Oh no, the filming for Junior Squad 2. The premiere for Survive the Apocalypse, it's still happening.
Okay, so the Junior Squad is still filming, but is it on halt at all, or is it just on schedule?
We just haven't scheduled a couple of days yet, so we're still scheduling.
Okay.
We're just getting the last bounty done first, and then we're going to Junior Squad 2 because Junior Squad 2 is not a lot. We're filming half of it at my house, so
okay,
we're fine with that. But I mean, I'm talking about like I'm talking about like outside of my house, then yeah, it becomes a problem.
Right.
Hopefully we're not quarantined by then.
Right, I doubt it. But so anyone involved with Deadshot Pictures or any of Anthony's films, you can actually read his official statement on his Facebook page. You just go Facebook, Anthony Caban. It was posted 3 hours ago.
Yep.
There's more details and stuff there. But I wanted to have a chance to just say it for anyone.
Because so what I meant by that statement is that any future movies I'm doing next is not going to happen for now, or probably not even like the end of the year. Like it's going to be on hold for a while until it blows over, and we don't know when that will blow over.
Yeah.
So we're not shutting down the movie. Like it's not going to be unreleased. It's just
right. We have to
take precaution and shut down production. So it's not going to happen.
Right. All the stuff that is going to happen, like with Tampa Film Network. So when we go ahead and schedule whatever it is we're going to do, whether it's small classes, which is what we're looking at right now, is like it might be a small class of 5 or 6 people. We'll limit it. Make sure that you have to reserve it on Facebook or through Discord.
Well, that means I'm not invited to Tampa Film Network.
Well, we'll be taking precautions. So, like, unfortunately, you won't be able to attend if you're over the age of 60 because of the risk factor. But we'll have sanitizer. We'll have wipes. We'll wipe everything down before you get there. We'll probably have the laser forehead reader thing to just check your temperature.
Like a scanner, like a police scanner. Like when you go right in, like don't go in until you're all like scanned.
Well, I don't know about the scanner, but we're gonna have the thermometer. So it's like if you got a fever, we're gonna be like, oh, okay, so you need to go home and quarantine yourself, and we'll call you back in 14 days. Yeah. I think everyone's gonna be okay as long as we just do all the sensible things. Wash your hands. Use hand sanitizer with at least 70% alcohol. Buy it. Use it. Get in the habit of wiping surfaces down, especially doorknobs. So if you live with other people, get in a habit of wiping that doorknob every time you enter or leave. And filmmakers, wipe your equipment down as well.
And wear your gloves.
More on that stuff later. So let's get off of this depressing topic for right now, and let's go on to more things, please.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I haven't got a chance to finish what my thoughts are on the delays of the films, but
okay, no, go ahead and finish.
Yeah,
and then we'll move on.
It sucks that No Time to Die and Quiet Place 2 and The New Mutants and Fast and Furious 9 got delayed because the screening for Quiet Place 2 is actually going to be on Monday, and it pisses me off that it's not going to be.
They're delaying for coronavirus.
Fast 9 got delayed to April 2021.
Oh my God, this thing is hitting so hard. Like
it's going
nobody knew how hard this was going to hit.
Yeah.
Like as far as like the economics of it, like movie theaters shutting down, supply chains getting interrupted. The president of the United States is every time I think there's nothing crazier that he can say than what he said yesterday. He just keeps raising the bar. Now he's talking about like there's no travel to Europe.
That's.
Like,
I mean, I'm okay with that.
It's already here. what's that gonna do?
Yeah, but I mean, more will. It will. I mean, there's gonna be more and more, so we might as well stop it while we can.
You can't stop it. It's what I'm saying is it is here. There's time to do that. Would have been before it got here. It's here.
Well, they didn't knew back then. Like they didn't knew it was gonna be that big, but now they know and they learned their lesson.
The WHO told, the president is a controversial, divisive topic. Probably shouldn't be covering it on this podcast, but I will say try to keep yourselves informed, people, and whenever that man is speaking, take it with a grain of salt and verify it with someone else, okay? But yeah, it's unfortunate that this is affecting everything. Like, I didn't think when I started volunteering for TFN that I would have to possibly take somebody's temperature at the door for an acting class. And then if their temperature is too high, tell them that they have to go home.
You know what I really hate? I hate that I have to bring a weapon on set the next day I film. Because there are some actors that are over 60 and I'm a little and I hate to do it because I'm a nice guy. I don't want to hurt people.
Oh, by the way, how do you feel about being the cause of this? First, you make survival of the apocalypse, and then nature.
Oh my god!
And then nature goes, "Oh, really? You thought? Okay, we'll see if you can survive the apocalypse."
There are people telling me that I should make a sequel called The Corona, Survival of the Corona, but no, it's not happening. How do I feel? I didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah, you caused this whole thing. This is all your fault.
Hey, man, I mean...
You tempted nature.
No, nature pissed me off. It's all because I've been arguing with nature saying that why do you have to make this fucking weather hot when it's supposed to be cold?
You said that?
Yeah, I cursed out Mother Nature.
And then before he gets here, my air conditioning just craps out at 4 o'clock today.
Okay, that was actually not my doing. I don't know who did that. That was you.
I feel like
you
that's
did
all
that.
You're doing.
You did that. You did that.
Now I gotta figure out. I gotta get maintenance.
Okay, it's because I cursed out Mother Nature, and I told Mother Nature, you gotta get your shit together because we're in November. This was back in November. I said, look, bitch, it's November. It's supposed to be fucking cold, not fucking hot. Get your shit together. It doesn't matter if it's in Florida. It doesn't matter where in Florida. Follow the fucking rules. Follow the simple fucking procedure. Period. I'm the miniature Paul Rudd, as what Nick said to me. I'm like the Paul Rudd angry version. I don't know what you guys said about me on that podcast, but I mean, I loved every minute they said
Nick
about
Velasquez?
me. Yep, I loved every minute.
Shout out to Nick.
Yep. I mean,
good stuff. Good stuff.
Nick, I hope you're safe out there in Georgia. Please be safe and make sure your friends are safe. Just letting you know. All right. But yeah, I've loved every minute of that podcast, and I was like, "You damn right." But I even cursed out God on my own, and I told God, "Why are you making this weather hot? It's supposed to be like at least 40 degrees out here." But you know what? I can't leave Florida. It's not like I can leave Florida. I mean, the COVID-19 is preventing me from leaving.
Nothing's preventing you from leaving Florida. You're prevented from going to Europe. That's crazy, man. I have friends in Europe. Like, I have friends on vacation. How the fuck are they gonna get back? Like, that's just nutty. And it's supposed to go into effect on Friday.
Also, one last little lesson. Don't go discriminating Asians as the cause of that. There's actually been reports.
Oh my God.
No, for real. Like, it's messed up.
Okay. Yeah.
There's been some reports of Asians. Like, there's actually been.
I know.
And it's messed up. Please don't be that person to do that.
Yeah. Don't be that person to do that. Because if you haven't noticed, more than Asian people have COVID-19. It's not just Asian people. It's a global pandemic. It's got declared a global pandemic the other day. So you know it's real. All right. Can we now please finally get off this depressing topic?
Yeah.
By the way, TFN members, message me on Discord your preferences for role types. Because so you got two genre types. We're either looking at dramatic or comedic. Message me what you would prefer to work on in the next role that we do with everyone. We're gonna basically guarantee everyone film something. We're probably gonna be doing the silent solos next. The silent films with one major character, because we can do those very easily with each person, and that's gonna be less less risky as far as the virus stuff too. But yeah, message me on Discord. Okay, catching up with Anthony here. Okay, so we actually finally got the chance to work together. Finally, right? How long have I known you? Long time, right? Year and a half, year?
Since 2017, maybe? No, since January 2018, I believe.
Something like that. So I've never been to any of your projects, been on your set, worked with you at all. Finally got to do that the other day.
And it's going to happen again, which I'm excited too.
It's pretty fun.
I'm excited I got less time. I actually did less work of the sound, and I just did my directing work, which is great that you asked me about it, because I was concerned. I was concerned about how we're going to survive the whole movie with just me and my buddy Xavier doing audio, and so you asked me at the right time.
That's good. Now, we're talking about The Last Bounty, which is your latest short film. Is it correct to call it your latest short film? It's one short film that you're working on now.
It's a short film, but it can be subject to change depending on how many scenes we shoot. But so far, I mean,
as of right now, it's a short film.
So right now, it's going to remain a short film, hopefully.
That's good. So, what's the quick synopsis of it for anyone who doesn't know what The Last Bounty is about?
So the synopsis of the film is that Mark Valentine, a successful bounty hunter, who is often create hate from people who are envious of him and respect from people who
fear him.
Mm-hmm. And so he is one of those bounty hunters that just kills people for money. But when he gets extremely tired of killing people for money, he just wants to leave that bounty life and move on.
So he's kind of like an assassin, though.
Okay. A hitman at best.
Okay.
A hitman at his finest work, but is too stupid for his own good.
Okay.
And so when he decides that he wants to leave, someone must have slipped him
a Mickey. So what happened when he decided to leave? Somebody didn't like it.
Someone in the group did not like the idea of him leaving, and things take a turn for the worst.
Because he knows too much.
Nope. Because he left.
Okay.
And something happens. So I'm not going to get there.
Motivation enough. Okay. Yeah. So, action film.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most important genre there.
It's supposed to be a sci-fi, but I mean, it's better to just make it an action.
I showed up and I saw all these people with guns. I was like, what the hell is this? I was like, I didn't know anything about the project really. What had happened was I recently left my job or got laid off, however you want to put it. And so now I have more time on my hands. And I need to get more practice with my audio. I'm pretty good at this. My specialty is location sound. I'm the guy with the boom, with the recorder, with the preamp, with the microphones, with the lavaliers, with all that stuff. And saw this as a good chance to practice. I was like, I'm sure Anthony's always shooting something, so I'm just going to let him know.
I didn't think you were going to bring your own gear. I had gear ready for you.
Oh, no, I don't use other people's gear.
Good. Yeah. I like that.
I liked using your blimp because I didn't, when I asked if we were inside or outside, and you're like inside, I was like, that's good. So that means I don't need to bring my blimp. I should have known you probably meant inside for part of it and then outside for the other part because I definitely needed a blimp.
I should have said inside and outside for sub scenes, but it's a good thing I brought an extra microphone in case because I wasn't gonna
No, it's good that you had a microphone. You had the essentials. You had the mic. It's an NTG4 Plus. You had the blimp. Had the boom pole, had the XLR cable, which one of them I stole by accident. I don't know how that happened. I think somebody was helping me, and they put that in my bag thinking it was mine because I made a point of not touching your stuff.
Whoever did that, no, you should know I carry these at all times. If you've seen this, you should know that it's my stuff right there.
You will wrap it around your neck and hang you with it.
I will wrap this around your goddamn neck.
Had to put in the curse words,
but yeah, I'm glad I got it though. So thank you.
Yeah, but I can tell you don't have a specialist on your team who does audio because they need to know how whether you're going to be outside or inside because that determines what what kit they're gonna bring, how much gear.
But we
you
did
see that suitcase.
Yeah.
That's all my audio stuff.
But we did have a script supervisor who gave you some instructions, I believe.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Well, I mean, once I got there, she said hello, and if I have any questions, but I mean, I don't have any questions about. I started to ask you guys like, what's the shot going to be, so I'll know what a mic is. But I mean, ahead of time is the time to notify your audio guy, because I have a lot of stuff that I could bring, but I have a lot of stuff that I don't want to have to bring if I don't need it.
Well, for Saturday and Sunday, I do know that Saturday will be in the John F. Jeremy Library.
Oh, this Saturday.
Yeah.
The 14th, 15th.
We'll be definitely inside.
Okay.
And then we'll be at
Last Bounty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then for 30 minutes we'll be outside of a parking garage, just for like 30 minutes because usually we'll be done by 4, and then we're just gonna walk around, and then
we were trying to book the John Germany Library, and they said somebody already reserved a space.
I haven't booked it yet. I'm trying to book it for March 29th, but that's about it.
But I'm on the 14th and the 15th.
14th to 15th. Who the fuck? How? I haven't booked it yet.
You haven't booked it?
No.
You're shooting there and you haven't booked it yet?
No, I usually go there in person and just reserve it. That's usually what they do.
You can do that online now, You can
How? Like, give them a call?
Well, first of all, it's a tad bit of an annoying process, but basically once you make that first email, anytime you need to reserve something with the library, all you do is change the library room or date, and it's the same email. Just be like, I need this space, and they will book it for you. We got that shit down to a science right now.
So I have to let them know tomorrow, give them a call, and then let them know if we can reserve like the MLK room. No, that's not for Bounty Bank. We just need to reserve like a little small room. That's it.
Yeah, for sure. Do that way more in advance.
Well, the John F. Jeremy the auditorium, definitely the auditorium, because I will not let anyone use that on Sunday, and that is from 12 to 4.
So you are shooting in the John Germany Auditorium Sunday. It's booked.
Not yet. I'll let them know though, because that's like at the end of March, so I have to do it.
Oh, okay. But what right now? But you're talking about this weekend.
Yeah, no, that's a different room. That's not the auditorium.
Okay, but you're using John Germany this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but you haven't booked.
Not yet. But now if something tells me I will.
Okay, I will send you the email that I sent out.
Not yet.
I'm just gonna forward it to you, so you can just ask them online, because
It'll be a little easier.
Because what they do sometimes, like, you gotta go online. The last time I asked somebody in person, they were like, "We have you have to call this person or use the online form."
I've booked a room there like 5 times before, and they were like, "Oh, okay, I'll take you to the room."
I mean, sometimes they'll just be like, "Okay, I can just put it on the calendar for you," but sometimes you get that person is like, "Well, this is the way you're supposed to do it." So it's like
that all depends on a weekend. Like if weekends it will get packed, but weekdays it won't. So I mostly did it on weekdays and sometimes weekends. So that I mean, usually I come in at the right time.
Well, good on you for even using the library, because I'm amazed at how many people actually need those resources who just don't use them or don't know that they're available. It's free.
It worked on me a lot of times, so I'm really happy.
And they're good locations. I mean,
if not, I can go to the Summit Heights Library.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I actually am gonna. Actually, it won't be at John F. Jeremy on Saturday. Then, as a matter of fact, Summit Heights got a good room.
You might have some people in as viewing right now who are involved with the production who are like, I thought he had this already planned out.
I don't know.
This may not be inspiring a whole lot of confidence.
It's gonna stay as John F. Jeremy.
Whatever works, man. Your job is to just make sure it gets done.
Yeah.
You just make it happen. That's your job. Don't worry about how he does his magic, okay? Just worry about the magic once it happens, people.
I take care of the locations. No worries. That's less stress for you.
We have location people.
We are the location people. But I mean, it's gonna be a really dope shoot. I really can't wait to shoot more of the Last Bounty. I mean, so far we completed all the house scenes. We've completed We've wrapped up some characters on set.
Yeah.
So I mean, we got like a little bit more to shoot. The biggest one we've never done is the third act, which if we can get the office scenes done, which we got it reserved on the 24th from 3 to 6 at Suites at Madison. Call time is at 1. Reason why I'm gonna say early call time is because number one, if we're all there early, we can get started immediately. But if you're gonna be late, if you're gonna be there by like a few minutes before, let me know. I mean, we'll start on some scenes and then that's about it. But here's some little bit behind the scenes you're about to see. I have an annoying voice. Because you're gonna be ducking down, right?
Yeah, about here. About here's where I'm.
Oh, okay. That's
too loud?
That's good. It's fine.
I'm feeling at home. About
I'm
right
feeling the angle. Yeah.
now. And then take back off.
Everybody in this section here,
we're blinking.
be mindful of your light.
It's dumbass Brent in the background.
Brent, that's his house, right? Shout out to Brent, man. That house has some interesting. It has an interesting look, and it's a different look from room to room too. It's a nice location.
Brent. Yeah. This is my shout out to Brent.
Shout out to
I'm
Brent.
just kidding. Me and Brent, we fool around like it's Matt Damon and Jimmy Kimmel every day.
Yeah, sometimes I don't know if you guys are really playing or if there's some like deep-seated hatred for each other.
No, absolutely not. Brent's a cool guy. Brent's a good guy. Brent's got a really awesome house, though. I will admit, he's got an awesome house. No, Brent's a good guy, man. It's just all fun and games when it comes to me and Brent. It's like I'm not always serious with Brent, man. He's a good guy. He's like, kind of reminds me of a guy that I just met. He kind of reminds me of one of my friends that I picked on for fun of it at math class. But at the end of the day, he never really pissed me off. No, Brent never pisses me off, man. Brent's a good guy. I like Brent. Shout out to Brent, though.
Yeah, shout out to Brent. Did you give him a part?
Yeah, I gave Brent a part. Brent's going to be playing VP.
Okay.
He's going to be playing Vice President Ford, who does probably get shot. Maybe not. We'll see what happens. Brent is a great guy. I mean, same thing with me. Brent's always busy.
Yeah.
Brent's been extremely busy, and I like the fact that Brent's been getting paid to do audio work for other projects. So I'm really happy for Brent. I'm really happy. But I do miss it when he was at acting class too. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Brent's good.
he's a good guy.
So this it was a fun shoot. It was a
was
fun
a
shoot. How
great
many
day.
days did you guys shoot at that house, at that location?
We shot one day, right?
Just that one day?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
You might have to go back depending on whether or not I can find that file.
if we can find that file on Kelly, then we don't have to go back. But if we don't find it because I didn't find it on mine's, then it's no big deal. It's just one little part. 3 seconds.
Yeah, shout out to Kelly.
Kelly did great.
I messed up, Kelly. It wasn't Anthony's fault. I forgot to have that file that we recorded of you saying your line transferred before we switched cards.
The shot is there.
It's possibly still there. We're gonna look for the card after the podcast is over. We actually might still have the file saved in the card. I just vaguely remember because I always format my cards once I'm done or switching. So I might have formatted it, but it's just a second. That's all we got to do.
This only happened before we formatted the cards, so that's probably what it did happen.
Yeah, we had good reason. There was this error showing up, and what happened? That was my second recorder. That's my backup. My real recorder is a 8-track Tascam DR680, and this bad boy, if you can see it right there.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is a Tascam DR680 Mark II.
Okay.
I love this thing. It's my workhorse, and it's so reliable. But
It's pretty good, though, too.
On the day, I had a battery issue. Like, the thing wouldn't power on, and I looked in there, and I saw, like, somehow the fucking freaking springs were corroded or rusted or whatever. So I had to repair it. So I did repair it myself
And
successfully.
I just bought like 2 batteries, by the way. I spent like $88 in total.
Yeah, on batteries.
Well, I bought myself an SD card in
Wait,
case.
wait. Are you talking about for the 7i, T7i?
Yeah.
You spent $80 something.
Well, no, it was actually $39. So I spent it on because I also bought a 32 gigabyte case.
Okay.
Because I have another movie that I'm using the sound recorder for. The other one, that's yours to use for the upcoming days of shooting.
What are you talking about again?
The 16 gigabyte that was already like.
Oh, the card?
Yeah, the card was already full.
I'm not gonna need the card. I only needed that day because mine was having errors. When I got home, and I do remember formatting it now. So when I got home, I think I did format it, but it didn't give me the error anymore.
So you don't need the 16 gigabyte?
No, man. I have like cards out of the wallet. Look at right there. It's 4 or 5 cards right over there. I got a 128 gigabyte card over there.
Good. Okay. Even that makes things less stress now.
This thing has a card. I mean, one of the things I love about this. Now, you know how sometimes you record at the wrong level and it clips. It's too loud. This thing will record your track, but then a backup track at a lower volume, just in case the first one is blown out.
Perfect.
This thing, I mean, I use this on Butterfly. I've used this many times. This thing right here, it's a bad boy. It's expensive, but it's a bad boy. It's a great recorder.
Perfect.
But yeah, that's the reason I ended up using my backup. And my backup, I just hadn't used it in so long. And it's like, so when I saw that error pop up, I was like, oh no, this is why you practice a day or two beforehand. I just kind of jumped in with you guys in your production.
Nice. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
yeah, fun shoot. And now, how many times have you shot with that T7i?
this is my first movie.
First time with that?
Yeah.
What made you choose that? By the way, we're talking about the Canon Rebel T7i DSLR film camera.
Well,
you can do stills with it too, but it's for film.
Unfortunately, I was actually supposed to get a 77D, but they were all out of stock. So they had the T7i.
I thought you were gonna say, so they fooled me. This had a 7 on it, and I thought it was the 7D. So
Well, I wanted a new camera, so I was like, I'll take 7. I'll take 7i, and I heard good things about the T7i.
yeah,
So I bought it, and I wanted to try something new. I don't like shooting my movies on the same camera every time, so I want to do something different.
right.
And it has a flip screen too.
It does. You want me to tell you something depressing though?
What?
I could have bought my my T2i or my T3i and matched that footage and got it to look exact same.
I might buy an 80D, but actually, you know what? I'm actually switching Canon soon. I'm planning on getting Sony or the Blackmagic. I mean, that's not gonna stop. That's not gonna impact that. I'll still order those cameras. But I want to get something where I can connect where I don't need to have like the Canon batteries, and I could just have like an external battery in the back where you're holding it like basically you're setting it up and you're putting the cords in. Like you're turning it into a cinema camera setup.
Right. Well, I mean, a lot of cameras are like that to where they have a battery, but like the T7i, you can get a battery grip where it has like 2 extra batteries in the grip.
Right.
So it's like when one runs out, it's still powered. So
Oh,
it can.
no! I would love to get that.
Right.
But you know those little batteries you put behind the camera on the rig.
Yeah, external batteries for example, in Butterfly, Austin has a pocket cinema camera, and he has, because those things eat batteries. He has they were attaching batteries to it as well.
I want to get a camera that does that.
That's a good camera to get if you're looking to get a lot of bang for your buck, and if you want a real cinematic look. That camera is impressive.
Hell yeah.
That thing it's probably being used on Netflix shoots and stuff, and we just don't even know it because it shoots with a dynamic range that's comparable to like a Alexa or Ari.
But the real question is, it's not compatible with Canon though. If I get it,
well, it can be. It could be. It could take some work. So it's like depends on. Well, I don't know because I don't have the freaking thing. But it's like you can get a lot of cameras who are close enough in color space to match. You know, just kind of knowing how much work you're gonna have to do to get those greens to be the same greens on the other or close. You might end up doing what you don't want to do. But the easiest thing is just to get two cameras that match. You know.
You could just get a battery grip, if anything, for the Canon.
Yeah, you can get a battery grip for the Canon. The point that I was making about the T2i and T3i is I feel like T4i, T5i, it's the same sensor in every one of these cameras. You know what I mean? The really only thing that's changing is how many the frame seconds, how fast you can shoot for photography's sake. And there's focal. It's improving with the focus points and all that stuff. But I mean, if your goal is the quality isn't really changing between these cameras.
Well, the problem with that is,
In the older ones, you can get the T3i with the flip out mirror. Yeah, it looks the same. It's going to be the same, but you're going to spend $200 on the T3i versus I think the T7 is like somewhere around $700 or something like that. Isn't it? How much did you buy yours for?
$730.
$730? Okay. Yeah, it's expensive. There's no way I would spend that on a Canon, but it is a good camera. You know, it's not like you bought a bad camera. It's good. It's just so is the T3i. And if you're not, and if the focus, if the follow focus isn't really your thing, I might have advised you to go with the T3i before you bought that.
Well, the thing is, bro, is that I'm shooting outside more often, and so I kind of want to use like an external battery.
Yeah.
So I can put it in the back, and I'm like holding it at all times, and I don't really think the battery grip is enough for me.
Battery grip? Why? Like, how long do you anticipate that you be shooting on this camera? First of all, a DSLR, it's gonna give you about 12 to 14 minutes of continuous shooting. So I mean, it'll last as long as you need it to last.
Well, I mean, how long does it take for two batteries to be put in there if you put it on the battery grip? Usually, like Canon batteries last like 45 minutes.
No, I mean, they'll last longer than that. It depends on how it's going to depend on how long your takes are, which if they're like what we're doing, you can make that last a lot longer. Like sometimes if you're running the camera when it doesn't need to run, sometimes the other thing is I think the newer cameras eat up the batteries more because I looked and I did see the LP is actually a little bit different from the Canon T2i and T3i.
And the thing is, if you buy an external battery, I mean, that shit will last like 100 hours of footage.
It may. I don't know about 100 hours. That sounds pretty, even if you could get a battery that lasts that long, how are you going to keep the sensor from overheating? DSLR sensors heat up in 12 to 14 minutes. Like I was saying, you're going to have to turn the camera off just for heating purposes. And then if it gets hot, you know what kills your battery? Heat. So I don't know. I just feel like swapping out batteries makes a lot of sense because a lot of times when I swap the batteries out, I don't really need to often, but you're swapping out the heat because the battery's hot and you're taking it out and you're putting a fresh cool one in and it kind of cools things down a little bit.
Right. And so, I mean, I hope to, like I said, I hope to upgrade to a different camera at some point. So we're to the point where I can at least like get something improved. Like maybe a battery grip would help. I wouldn't mind that.
See, it's a little different there. Yeah, if you're worried about the battery lasting longer, then a battery grip is the way to go. But you could also just buy more batteries. Like the link that I sent you, $20, 4 batteries, a charger, a double charger at that, so you can charge 2 at the same time.
I mean, I'll have like 8 fucking batteries.
Yeah, I've got like 20.
I only have 2.
With two or three of them not worth a shit anymore because I let the heat destroy them. But it's a lot of batteries. They're cheap. The thing I like about Canon, I advise anyone who is getting into film to start with a Canon as your first camera. It's so inexpensive and the HD is really good and the color science is really good. Start with like a T2i. If you want the best lowest price with the best bang, get a T2i. If you really need that flip out mirror, get a T3i. You don't need anything beyond that if you're starting out. Start out low, you'll be spending $150 for the T2i, $200 for the T3i.
Yeah.
And
Now,
it's a great camera.
You don't really have to rush out and buy $1,000 camera just to get an external battery.
But if you are going to rush out and buy $1,000 camera just to get an external battery, you may as well get a Blackmagic Cinema Pocket camera.
Or a Sony A7i.
Look at me. I should be working for Blackmagic. They should be paying me some money.
You know, you could just get a Sony A7i too. You get some Sony cameras.
Yeah, Sony A7. Now the thing is, Sony's color science is, a lot of people don't like the color science compared to Canon. Canon has better color science, I think, overall than Sony products do, but Sony's got that 4K, and a lot of the Canon cameras that have been really popular, they don't really have 4K. They've got full HD. Well, some of the 5Ds have 4K, but it's not the same full format 4K with the right aspect ratio. Sony's got that down pat. They do make a good camera. I have one. I have the R. So
yeah, man, yeah. We'll see what happens further down the line. I'm really enjoying the Canon T7i.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping to get some more like backups, like the rig and the monitor and the battery grip.
Yeah. Well, first of all, shout out to Alan Roches, who is he's the DP on this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get a DP credit. Shout out to Alan Roches.
He's already got one.
He's doing good work with the DP.
But I think I can buy some more accessories.
Yeah. Alan, if you don't have your own camera, listen to what I said. Might as well go ahead and get a T2i, T3i. It'll match Anthony's camera easily. And the other thing about these Canon cameras is they have Magic Lantern. So you don't have it on yours, but you put Magic Lantern on your camera and you get all this functionality, like the focus peaking, like where you don't even have to use the little zoom window. By the way, you can have a zoom window, and without having to take out your whole zoom in on your whole screen, it'll have just a little window to show you what's in focus. You can use focus peaking, where it'll mark green everything that's in focus, and everything not in focus will just be regular. It's got a lot of features that you would see in a really expensive film camera with this Magic Lantern software. It's a third-party software that I'm talking about that goes on Canon cameras. People have been using it for years. But yeah, check it out. T2i, T3i, buy it used on eBay is what I would recommend, or Amazon.
So yeah.
What were you saying before I went on my
He got credit already.
Huh?
He got the DP credit.
Yeah, he's doing good. Are you happy with his work?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. One of the first things I noticed is it looked like you're shooting at 30 frames per second. Is that on purpose?
Depending on the fight scenes.
Okay.
I prefer to shoot at 24 frames.
As most filmmakers do. So
Yeah.
I was saying something, and I think I was talking to Alan, but he seemed like he knew, and you knew, that it was set to 30 frames, because I was looking at the script, like, that looks like it's really fluid for 24. It looks like it might be 30. Did you set that like accidentally? I usually am always.
What did Alan tell you?
He was like, he just threw his hands up as if he knows or whatever, but you know.
I don't know.
You can say it.
I don't know. I mean, what does a 30 frame per second look like?
It looks like here's a good way to describe it. So a movie footage compared to like news footage. You know how news footage looks all fluid, like there's no blur, motion blur. It's 30 frames and 60 frames on.
But you're just doing like this will be 24 frames and then 30 frames. Like,
well, I don't know if I could describe it with.
Would you describe you've seen Captain America: The Winter Soldier?
Yeah. No, I have not.
Or you've seen Avengers: Age of Ultron? No, Avengers. You've seen Infinity War, right?
I've seen Age of Ultron. It's 24 frames per second. Most movies, 24 frames per second.
Have you seen Crank? Jason Statham Crank?
No, I have not.
Yeah, that's gonna be a little harder to
Now
differentiate.
I do walk into Best Buy sometimes, and I see some of these TVs are set to very fluid, 30 and 60 frames per second, but sometimes it's like a conversion, so it's like it was shot in 24, but the TV's showing it in 30. So I don't know how they do it, but they do that.
I'm not entirely sure.
But you as a filmmaker, make sure your thing is set to 24, because
I prefer 24.
Yeah, you might have done that by accident. That's what I'm
Probably.
saying.
Now, fight scenes, that's a whole different story right there. I mean, if it's like 30 frames, it depends on some fight scenes, like shaky wise. Depends. It all depends. If it's like a one take shot,
Yeah.
then maybe.
It can be better if, like, if I was shooting a fight scene, I might want to do 120 frames per second because I can slow it down and get that slow motion effect.
I mean, usually it all the DPs I work with Paul Rivera and Alan Roches. I think they both have their style. I mean, Paul's cinematography style is usually 24 frames per second when it comes to fighting. Now, Alan, I guess he set up to 30. So I mean,
Oh, you left that up to him. All right.
I mean,
Let's talk about his style real quick.
now, yeah, because his style is usually like very different from Paul's style. Because Paul did DP for, I know Paul was the DP from Zombies of the Dead all the way to Visions of Love. Stigma was just me. I did the DP for that. And then Junior Squad was on Paul, and Red Nation, which never really was released. It was released for a while until I deactivated my channel, and then it got back. I mean, it's on a computer that I gotta fix it back so I can get that movie and then post it. But it's got a lot of copyright songs, so that's never gonna be online. So probably not gonna happen. I'll probably release an editor's cut because there are some scenes that were like we still got it. That we didn't put music on, and we could just edit that part in. But from now, Hell's Gift and The Chosen Woman, that was Paul, and with Saravi Apocalypse and The Last Bounty, that's all on Alan. Yeah.
So have you noticed anything particularly
Different?
Yeah, about his style? Like, does he prefer certain colors, certain
The 30
types of
frames
shots?
per second.
He likes 30 frames per second?
I think he thinks it looks badass.
Okay.
And I was open to it. So, I mean, why not? Give it a try, and we'll see what happens, how it looks on the film. And if it doesn't look good on film, then I will tell him just shoot on 24.
All right. Well, when you're in the middle of the project, switching frame rates,
It's not a good idea.
no.
I can understand that. Alan's usually very open. He's very open-minded. And that's something I can say that's very different from Paul, is that Alan is very open-minded. He shows me a shot, and if I don't like the shot, I want to move it up and just set it right here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't give you an example because, I mean,
I can think of an example.
yeah.
Before we left, what was the last shot of the day? Here's an idea of how open he is. When you had the kitchen scene where Keith walks into the kitchen and then he says something and he leaves. It was shot kind of proscenium from a wide angle or a medium full
I
shot.
wanted to go with wider.
Right. Well, I told him, hey, now that you got that shot, why don't you come over here and get like a follow focus shot of him walking up, and it'll be more of a medium shot, but it'll be something you can cut from the wide to this more. And he went and did it. And he's like, oh, that was a good idea. That looked good. So he's not one of those dudes who's like, look, let me handle this. You focus on that. He'll try.
Alan
the
is not
ideas.
one of those guys where it's like, I'm better than everybody. No, he's just there to make art, and he's there to perceive and respect. That's what I like about Alan. And so when it comes to Alan Roches as a cinematographer, he's very open-minded.
Shout out to Nicholas. I guess he heard what we said earlier.
Who's watching so far?
Well, he's the only one that's commented right now.
Oh,
I
cool.
haven't shared the darn video yet. That's what I'm going on here to share
Cool.
real quick.
Well, I mean, I hope to work with Paul again on DP. I hope to bring him back again.
Yeah, were you guys on good terms?
Oh, Paul's retired for now.
Oh, okay, he's just out of it right now.
Yeah, he lives with me.
Oh, he lives with you.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I mean, he's just working minimum wage as always,
Okay.
just doing his thing. So I mean, he still will come back when he's available. I do know for a fact that Paul and I, for the next film, whether it's, I think Paul and I will return again for that horror film. It will be Paul that will do the DP for,
Deserted.
yeah, or me. I think I will most likely do the DP for it, but music video that I'm doing, yeah, it's me that's doing it. But
But don't you like when you can just say to somebody, "Hey, take care of that for me"?
yeah, I like
So,
that.
It feels good, doesn't it?
I like that, but not everybody can get the right stuff that you're looking at.
Right. But I mean, sometimes it's just a matter of do you have somebody who knows their fundamentals?
Yeah.
Like I know sound. You know, you didn't have to come over and keep checking the sound or anything. You just asked me, hey, did it sound good? It's like, no, I think we got to do it again. Or no, it was good. We got it.
I like that. I ask you that mostly.
Yeah.
Mostly. And in script supervisors, I didn't care about script supervisors. I mean, I was happy that Iris was doing her job. I was happy that she was doing her thing. I didn't even have to bother and ask.
Yeah.
So I was happy. Now Xavier, he needs to do something on set. He's got. I mean, I get that he's AD, but I think
Who was Xavier again?
Xavier's like the little. He's like the fat kid with the glasses. With the coat.
Oh, with the gray, with the sweat jacket. Oh yeah.
I guess he was AD.
I thought the other dude was AD, the guy who was showing how to do like the stunts and stuff. I thought he was AD.
Jesus, nah, he's not the AD. He's the stunt coordinator.
He kind of has a swagger like an AD dude. He had
Really?
the confidence. Yeah, I
Brent?
thought he was AD.
Brent seemed like the AD, but Brent was more of the lighting guy.
Brent seemed like a location manager or something.
Brent Von Horny. I'm just kidding.
Maybe just because I know it's his house. Yeah, Brent's cool.
Xavier is more of the AD. He just keeps an eye on everybody.
Well, if he's the AD, I would probably advise Brent, or Xavier, don't be afraid to be a little bit more present. You know what I mean? Because I saw him pop up a few times. I was like, I wonder what role he has. What role is he waiting for? I thought he was an actor.
Joel was there. I mean, I like that Joel was by. I mean, but Xavier needs to do something. He needs to do at least something as AD.
Well, you got to let him. One thing that'll help him with that is when he's more involved with the planning and stuff, it'll make him think about like, are we on schedule or are we off schedule? Are we going to run into problems later or are we not? Because he's supposed to be the guy right next to you.
Oh, man, he doesn't do all of that. I should have. Because he doesn't remember shit. Like he doesn't know much about it. But I just have him as AD because I trust him to run the production.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Number one, trust is a big thing. Trust is a really big thing. So
if anything, Xavier will probably just be the assistant director that keeps an eye on everybody.
Good. That we have those too.
Yeah.
But what you want to have is an AD who could take over at any point.
Unit production manager is what I like to refer to when it comes to that. I like to make assistant director is totally different from unit production.
Yeah.
I like to refer that person as unit production manager. Assistant director, I like to make sure the assistant director just keeps an eye on the extras, talk to the extras, and make sure they sign something and everything, and then get the actors and say, hey, they're ready for you. That's what I want. That's what I assigned Xavier to do.
Well, then what did the production assistants do in your view of these roles?
I thought production assistant was almost the same thing as assistant director.
They kind of are in a lot of ways, but they're basically the ones who the assistant director would delegate smaller tasks to, like go get the coffee or go tell the actors we're ready or go unplug that thing or in general anything you need.
I would have Xavier just get the actors and say, hey, we need them.
Well, I would, if he was doing that on a set where I was just deciding, hey, you're this, you're that, you're gonna get this credit, I'd probably credit him as a production assistant then.
Okay.
Something's got to depend on him.
Yeah.
At a more career.
Now, Slate, I trusted Sherry as a Slate.
Oh, she was a good Slate. That's her name?
Yeah.
She was doing a Slate the whole time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she did a good job. She did a really, really good job. She'll be there on Saturday and Sunday for us.
Yeah.
So she'll be taking over Iris for those days.
Yeah. It's a good Slate.
Yeah. I think that I can have a crew now. I think I'm less worried.
It's good. It's good.
I mean, I'm not gonna fire Xavier and Joel. Still, I mean, we still need some backup in case.
Well, you gonna fire Joel? You gonna fire Joel?
Hell no, I wouldn't fire Joel. Joel was a great guy. I don't know, but it's always important to have backups in case. It's always good to have some backups to help you carry the stuff and everything.
Joel was the one who was interested in doing cinematography later, right?
Yes, he was.
Oh, yeah, he had the book with him. Joel, what are you doing with the book on set, Joel? Joel, you gonna read the whole book on set?
I don't think that's a good idea on my set, but I mean, it's good to do that when we're on break, not when we're filming.
I was a little bit thrown off for a second. I was like, wait, hold on. He's reading that book right now. He's reading it out loud. Remember when you guys were looking at the takes on the computer? He was like 5 feet away
took
reading the book out loud.
I had to take the book away from him at times when we're rolling. When you were trying to roll, I was like, please do not open that book.
I can hear you reading.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, let's get to the chosen woman.
Shout out to Joel, though.
Joel's a good guy. Shout out to Joel.
All right, so we actually are going to do a commentary, director's commentary on The Chosen Woman. Now, it's The Chosen Woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was Chosen Women.
Chosen women?
I thought it was Chosen Women.
It's The
as in
Chosen
plural.
Woman.
Okay, now I know it's The Chosen Woman.
Chosen.
We actually are going to watch and do a commentary on The Chosen Woman.
There's only one woman
Now,
that's chosen.
Now, first of all, can you drop a log line for anyone who doesn't know what this movie's about?
I think it's best that we see the film for ourselves.
Yeah, I guess so. What's the genre, at least?
It's a little bit of a thriller, drama,
Okay.
close enough to a horror film at least.
Sorry, I'm bringing it all the way back to the beginning.
We did the same commentary with Visions of Love, which was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was a lot of fun. We were talking a lot about the issues and why we've had that issues in the past, but I think it's still on play.
It's about him. I'm getting the other thing.
Okay. But Chosen Woman's a little shorter. It's very short compared to all the other movies I've made. This one's 19 minutes, which is the shortest Deadshot film I've made.
Okay.
Usually, Stigma's 20 minutes, so this would be the shortest film I've made. I made Mr. Mental, which was 10 minutes, but I wouldn't necessarily count it as part of my movies. It was just, actually, no, the shortest film I've done was Mr. Mental, that silent film.
Okay.
Silent experimental film, which I would be happy to do a commentary of, but my phone's at 9% and I can't use it at the moment. If I do that, I am burning more battery.
Well, your phone's dying right now.
Yeah, I shut it off.
Well, you should have plugged it in when you came right in.
You don't have an iPhone charger?
You have an iPhone charger. Wait, where is it? It's somewhere. It's right around. You should have saw me on Butterflies. Like everything they needed, I had. Like in my suitcase. Yeah, I have an iPhone charger somewhere.
I think I see it.
It's blue. It's long and blue, dark blue.
Dark blue?
Probably don't see it.
Well, I'm ready to do the commentary. Let's do this commentary.
Yeah, maybe next time. Maybe next time. Okay, let's do this.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Hey Google, key light off.
Sure, turning off studio key light.
Turn off studio top light. All right, so just make it a little easier on us. All right, guys, you guys ready? I'm ready. Still warm in here to you?
It's warm now.
All right, let's do this. We're just gonna play it all the way through, or can we pause it at times? We'll just talk under it.
We could just talk under it.
Okay.
So this film was the easiest one to make. It was a pretty easy shoot. It was like, I would say the shot was like 6 days.
Okay.
We had a lead actor, which we'll get to that one, but this film was very easy to make. We had actually had a crew that was set, and everything derailed. So, no, it was just me and Joel and our photographer Uriah, and then Nehemiah came out to help a little bit. But other than that, and Paul, he came out for DP at times. So, yeah, it was fun. Was there another comment?
Not yet. Not that I can see.
Just Nick?
I'm just sharing the video right now.
Oh, nice. So, yeah, he's watching football, because I'm pretty sure that guys like him look like the type of guy that would watch football.
Okay.
So the character, that's Chris.
By the way, what year did this come out?
Supposedly 2019.
Do you mind me asking me how work was?
It's a 2019 film.
Okay.
Not even a kiss?
Nicole Rossiter. There we go.
And who's this guy?
Chris Applegate. He is a great actor. he was brought in at the last minute on the same day. We had an actor originally confirmed, but unfortunately, he backed out 3 days before filming began, which
Hate when that happens.
it happens. It was a
Here's
very,
empty.
it's a very different
Bring me another
situation.
one.
Oh, sorry. Can you turn that
Why don't you
knob?
just get it yourself?
Turn it all the way down. We just hear it in our headphones. Turn it all the way. All the way. Thank you.
The power off. You wanted the power off?
Yeah.
Okay. We had a great time doing this movie.
What is your fucking problem? I asked you nicely, give me a beer out of the goddamn fridge.
Seems like a nice guy.
Can't do that.
Give me a break, Christian. I just got home from work. I'm tired. I'm not in the fucking mood, okay?
I asked you nicely to bring me a fucking beer, and
See,
you refuse.
There was a little problem right there. She
How
was
fucking
smiling
stupid
at
are you?
times. The smiling is something I don't like when it comes to a
Christian.
serious scene.
Look, I'm sorry about my temper.
But it is what it is.
Everything
Come on,
was just a
let's
mistake.
just go to bed.
It was a little bit
The
of a
fuck is
mistake.
wrong with you?
Christian!
I worked my ass off for years.
Right there, I see the little smirk.
And I lost my
Yeah, I
goddamn
saw it
job. We're living off of my pennies that I got
Should have
saved.
cast a Mexican.
And you have the audacity to ask me how my fucking day is?
There are ways you can cheat
Huh?
this. Sometimes people
The
just have
fuck
an
is
issue.
wrong with you?
I love the shots right here. I mean, I should have, but again, I should have cast the Mexican. Mexicans are
I'm
great.
sorry about my temper.
Your temper. Your temper?
There are ways to cheat this. Like I might have, if somebody was having trouble
Try
with smiling
Being
in a take,
inconsiderate.
I might
That's
have
what
had
you
it
are.
so
You're
that
inconsiderate.
after they get punched in the mouth,
Yeah, here we
like-
go.
Don't fucking Christian me.
This is the part where it gets really good.
Fuck this. What the fuck are you crying about again? You're always crying.
Christian!
You're always fucking shit up.
ouch.
Why? Look at me! Why do you always gotta be like this? Quit your fucking crying.
Damn. I wasn't actually serious when I thought I should have cast the Mexican. Like I said, I'm telling you, there are Mexican actors who are fucking outstanding. Like Spanish actors are great.
Right.
They will pull it off. Female, male. Look at Selma Hayek, man. She's a damn good actress. I've never seen her tackle on a serious role, and so I was like, maybe she would have done a good job. And she got a lot. Like there was a little bit of problems on day one, but I mean, it improved a lot at the end. As the days go on, her acting was so much better, and so I was really good to see some monumentum in her.
Monumentum.
Monumentum? I wouldn't use monumentum. I was really glad to see
Momentum.
the momentum.
Yep.
I was really glad to see the momentum.
Talk to me about this rumbling sound
Okay,
effect.
so
Oh,
let's get straight to
Were
the
you
point.
masking bad sound, or is that
Because
supposed to
you
help the
signed
atmosphere?
This,
I think it was.
You
That's
are
the whole
not
tension of the film.
allowed to
It
go
was
to her
supposed to help
property.
the atmosphere.
You
It was
cannot
supposed to
have
make it look like
contact
something
with
bad
her.
was about to happen, but literally,
Violate the rules in the restraining
it's
order.
just a little bit of
You will go
suspicion.
to jail.
Right.
We're supposed to get
I
that sense
fully
that
understand.
he's gonna kill somebody,
do.
and we're seeing the
I just
beginning
wish it
of
never
his
came to
rage,
this.
the beginning
You know, I
of
mean,
Christian
I didn't even get a
Cooper
chance to
becoming
say
so
my side of the story.
remotely angry and tired of being treated
I don't understand why
with
she has
such
to lie.
disrespect.
I understand she wants
Despite
to
that he's in the wrong
separate
for
from me
hitting
or
her.
whatever. I get it.
Right.
But to
Definitely
lie,
he's
to
in the
try to
wrong.
make me feel, I'm a nice guy.
And I'll tell you this, at the
I do
premiere,
everything
when we
for
when we
her.
had our first
I
screening
really
at the
do. I
premiere,
mean, I'm such a,
it pissed off 3 or 5 women
I've
at the
never turned her
premiere.
down
They were
for
all
anything.
like,
Her
I heard some
parents, everything.
talking
I'm
during
always
this movie.
there for her.
There was one
Then
woman
she
that was
turns
saying,
around and
"What
cheats
a
on me
dumb
with the neighbor.
motherfucker!
I catch them.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of this
I come
motherfucking
home
cunt when I
early.
see him."
I catch them cheating.
And then Chris
she turns
and
around
and
When
his
they
son.
talked about the
just to
character?
make her
Yeah, no,
look
him
like
too
an
as a
innocent
person.
butterfly.
And so I saw Chris and
Really?
Alan, like his
I
son Alan,
understand
sitting all the way at the
she
end
cheated on you,
on the top right.
and
And so I looked over
that's
there. They didn't look at me, but I looked at
never
them
what
like,
anyone wants
"Yo,
in a relationship.
you better start
She hurt
running
you.
as soon as this movie's over because there's a group of women that are gonna
But-
beat the shit out of you."
Right.
You just have to make
Yeah,
sure you follow.
they were
this
terrified by this
restraining
performance,
order,
which was the biggest highlight of the film.
Who's
or
this actress, by the
the
way?
keynote. That's Esmeralda.
Sir, you can leave when
She's a
you're
great
ready.
actress. First time.
Shout out to Esmeralda.
David, I worked with David before in Survive the Apocalypse and JLA United. He's a good actor.
Now here's this rumble sound.
He plays Deadshot.
Yeah.
I think it's Deadshot or Deathstroke. But it's definitely Deadshot. He plays Deadshot in the film. I've always wanted to use that.
Here's our title.
I didn't want to make this like...
It's a good title. I like the way. I like when
Thank
you
you.
brought it in.
I didn't want to make this like just a cliche thriller. I wanted to make this like a thriller to like almost to an extent a horror film. But I was really glad to make this a very dark thriller. But back to the premiere. As soon as everything was over, we got like a good amount of positive reception from people who watched the film. There was only one negative review.
Right.
And I'm not going to say who it was, but she told me that the film was like,
Look,
story-wise, it was weak.
I know it's been 3 months since
Hang
the
on one
tragedy,
second.
and
Hey Google, turn on studio lamp too.
if you need anything, you know about we're here for you.
Yeah.
Now who's this guy?
Actually, my wife and I.
Oh, that's
we're-
Bevan
My
Woodruff.
fiance.
Bevan.
We're having a
don't
wedding
know him.
party
So
next
shout
Friday.
out to Bevan,
We'll love
man.
it if you came.
Shout out to Ryan Barker for getting me that location at the Art Institute. It was worth it.
Of course not. It'll be able to teach
So
us.
what does it take to get a location at the
You
Art
don't have to give me an
Institute?
answer now.
I just
Maybe
gave him a
later.
call.
Okay.
I met him on the set of Anthony Penny's Caleb, and we talked about.
Catch you later. I gotta
I
go.
was talking to him about reserving a location, and it was worth it.
Okay.
This was a great day to shoot, though, I will admit. It was a great time. Nicole is a good actress, I'll say. She's a good actress. As I said, like, she's gotten so much better. She improved the upcoming days of filming, and I liked improvement. I've seen some better improvement from her.
Finally asked Machete, man. Name's Noah. Nice to meet you. You don't mind if I take a seat, do you? How'd you end up here? What happened to you, man?
So the whole moment of that sound was to bring back the past
Right.
in his mind, because all he's thinking about is the past.
You ask a lot of goddamn questions, don't you?
That's good use of it.
That's Paul's style
told.
right there. That's Paul's camera angle right there. That's his style.
Got a little
Usually I like to have one person
altercation
in the
with my
middle
lady.
and then one little shoulder, like one little head in the left.
Got
Right.
that little
That's usually
slut
my style.
sleeping with my neighbor.
I want to use
Yo.
anamorphic lenses one day. I wanted to
Left
shoot this
bitch came here.
anamorphically. So one day, like this year, I'm planning to order vintage anamorphic lenses
Appreciate it if you mind
to
your own
make
goddamn
to,
business.
so that next project I can make it look a lot more better. I worked with him once. He's great. And then I
What's
never
the
heard
guy's name?
Dylan.
I guess
Was
so.
he in Visions of Love?
Nope.
I was just stopping by to...
I never heard from him after.
Oh, okay.
So I felt like he just
Nice
blocked
meeting
us.
Ooh.
Yeah. For no reason. Now we did change to the Sony camera because I wanted to get. I just bought. My mom bought me a $10,000 Sony camera.
A $10,000 Sony camera.
Yeah, an HD camcorder 1080p.
Which one?
It's a camcorder.
When did she get you this?
It's like that same day, around the same week we were about to start filming again.
Okay.
The others were shot on Canon Rebel SL1.
I feel scared, okay? After what that asshole did to you?
Dad, it's been 3 months.
Oh man.
I'm sure he's in jail right now and he's being fucking miserable.
That wasn't the line we were supposed to use, by the way.
Is that just she ad-libbed it or improvised it?
It was supposed to be being fucked by gang members.
Good on her.
No, bad on her. I wanted that line to be used.
I like hearing actors
being
improvise.
fucking miserable. Really, like that's
Yeah.
a cliche line. I'm sure he's in jail being gang raped by a fucking bunch of gangbangers.
But would you prefer them get the line right and it sound robotic?
If it
or-
sounded good from the lips of it,
right.
Okay.
But you wouldn't mind if it's not the right line that you wrote, but it sounds better or it sounds more natural.
sometimes it works. Sometimes it does work with me, but if it doesn't go with the way I want to go with, then it doesn't work. But it does work often, quite often.
Right. Well, some lines are plot specific, and you have to have them to work with the plot. But some lines, if they're not plot specific, I tend to give a lot of leeway and latitude to actors and let them find
What's up,
what
Junior?
sounds
What's up,
natural
old
as long
man?
as it's.
You can
fulfilling.
pause this part here because I will say something.
Yeah, I do.
This guy's playing Bruce Wayne in my JLA United film. He's playing the young version of me.
They're on the right.
Yep.
Okay.
Because we do look alike a bit.
Nose is completely different, but okay. Just kidding. Well, I mean, if you have hair on your face and he doesn't, it could kind of work. Does he sound like you?
No.
Okay.
But I mean, he's playing like 30 years ago of Bruce Wayne. So I mean, everything's all good. Everything's all like set and ready because he is the perfect choice to play the young version of me. But this film did win the Silver Screen Award for Best Audience Choice, which I like to look at as Best Picture in a way. But it won the Best Audience Choice at the SSSF.
Take care of yourself, alright?
I was happy to
Fuck out of here.
accept the award.
Stay out of trouble.
What's this kid name again?
Alan Applegate. He's a great actor. He's a damn good fucking actor.
No, the guy with the coat. The
Oh,
jacket.
that's yeah. Oh, that's his son.
Okay. That's his actual son.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm telling you, man. I mean, we won the SSF award when we premiered this film, and then it was a surprising one. I was actually not expecting this movie to win Audience Choice at the Silver Screen for Short Films Festival. Did you hear that? When I was talking about the SSSF award?
Yeah.
It was worth it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hello?
Thank you. And then we had a second premiere at T-Buff, so that was a
Christian,
little
if
more
that's
sold
you,
out
you have to
than
stop calling me. You have to
than
stop
this.
calling
Silver
me.
Screen.
Silver Screen was, I would say, sold out, but Tampa Bay Underground Film Festival, that's
He
different.
called.
That was a little, it was very packed,
Christian.
but
How's
it was
that
a bit of
possible?
it was a bit of an
It's
issue
been 3
because
months.
our film
I
was
have no
playing
idea. He just called my
at 10
phone.
o'clock p.m.
Not favorable timing.
No, it's not the good timing for me, because I want to go to bed.
Don't get that.
Okay.
Shh, get
I don't
back.
want to. I don't want to wake my fucking ass up at 12 a.m. in the
Hello?
at midnight watching my
Who
movie.
is this? Is this some kind of
This
joke?
movie is 20 minutes long.
Well, they decided to play it at 9:55 p.m.
Okay.
Hi, Roxanne.
Oh shit.
Honey.
I love it. I love the smile. Chris is fucking amazing. I'm telling you, all the women want to beat the shit out of him.
Wait, he just killed the girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stephanie Curves, she's a damn good actress, and I want to work with her again.
That's her daughter, right?
We'll never say
Yeah,
anything.
that's her sister in the movie.
Oh, her younger sister.
Yeah.
Okay.
Susan, no, not Susan. It was
I might have pushed for more of a reaction to your sister getting shot right in the hallway, but that's okay.
Stephanie is one of the most sweetest actresses I've worked with. I've only worked with her twice.
You shut up for 1
And
second.
she is so professional. She is so incredible at how she presents her lines. She knows when to be on a set. She knows when
Why do you think
to
all our neighbors
follow
are
instructions.
always in our shit? Because you're all
And she's
blah,
great.
blah, 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 fucking talking all the goddamn
She was an
time.
extra in Visions of Love,
Crying
and
all the
then
goddamn time for
I
what?
was like, you know what? I want to
Is
work
that
with her.
all you can fucking
I would like to offer a role that's very supporting.
It's good.
Well, here, you don't
It's
want to
good
cry
practice.
no more?
It's because I see
can make that
potential in
fucking
actors.
happen. Shut up!
I like that out. It's a good out.
What do you think of the editing compared to Visions of Love?
Well, I like the out just now. Compared to Visions of Love, it's hard for me to remember for a direct comparison. It was a while ago that we looked at Visions of Love. What do you think of the editing compared to Visions of Love?
The editing here is very fast paced.
Definitely, probably a good thing. If it's a thriller, you kind of want it to move a little bit, but certain times you want it to linger.
Christian? I told you to just leave me alone.
Pacing is one of those things that's tricky sometimes.
Stay there.
Yeah.
It's so impactful for the movie. It helps if you don't pace right, even if you have all the right elements of a dramatic story,
come any
it's just not gonna
closer.
hit right.
Absolutely.
Christian?
Timing is everything.
Better aim to the heart.
All this stuff is working together with everything else.
Fucking bitch.
You got a
Fucking miss.
copyrighted game on the background there.
What, no kiss?
Fucking die!
Never let them fall into a comfortable position. Always have their head crooked or something like that. Never fall into a comfortable position if you die.
I wanted to do that zoom in for a long time.
For on him dead?
No, when she's walking out, the
Oh, I missed. I'm gonna go back 1 second. I want to catch that.
keep going.
I can see him breathing. Just kidding. Just kidding. Shout out to Chris Applegate.
Right there.
Oh, that was a good zoom in.
I need to get a better tripod.
It's a little bit misplaced, but that's a good.
I needed a
execution.
tripod for that scene, but I didn't have
No,
a
it
tripod.
works. No, it's smooth. It works.
Yeah. This
I
was,
don't know that that's the time to use a shot like that, but it was well executed.
the point of the ending is to give it hope. There is hope now. I feel like women shouldn't. The purpose of the film is that women shouldn't be afraid to stand up for their own action, for themselves.
Right.
You gotta fight back with fire if somebody treats you with such disrespect. And I didn't want to go with the cliche moment. I wanted to go with something different.
Hey Google, key light on.
But that's pretty much it.
Okay, turning on studio key light.
All right, very nice.
Thank you.
Chosen woman. What year did it come out again? Last year?
2019, yeah.
2019.
I mean, I don't know if I'm not sure about submitting it again to another festival. I think it's already like, I don't know.
Past its expiration date.
Is that it's almost at 200 views. I'm pretty sure almost like 200 people have seen it.
Yeah. That's a tricky thing, right? For local filmmakers is
I suppose I could submit it to Aunt Johnny's festival.
but I mean, what would you be gaining if you did that? You know, is there a real point to submitting it to any further film festivals?
That's pretty much the only festival I have left. That's it.
Did everything else?
Yeah. Now, T-Buff this year, all I'm submitting is The Last Bounty and Survive the Apocalypse. Maybe the horror film, depending on if it blows over.
If you can get it shot in time.
Yeah, if we can do this in time, I wouldn't have a problem like submitting it to T-Buff. So we'll see about it. But I do know that I got two movies as last year. As last year we had Hell's Gift and The Chosen Woman play at the T-Buff. This year at T-Buff we'll have a trailer for the Junior Squad 2, followed by Survive the Apocalypse, the Last Bounty, and a horror film. And that's about it.
Well, we have a film that was finished this year called Butterfly or The Butterfly. By the way, shout out to Austin. I still don't know if it's the or but just Butterfly, but it was accepted into I believe
Gasparilla?
he said not that one yet. I don't think
It didn't get accepted because I looked at the
Sunscreen.
schedule.
Oh yeah, you didn't. You were looking for that one specifically.
Yeah, because I read an article that the Butterfly was submitted to Gasparilla, and usually Gasparilla usually would submit a movie that was shot on Black Magic. See, the problem with me, okay, this is something I know you probably have a question right here. Why haven't you submitted a movie to Gasparilla?
It's just what I was thinking.
I'm going to tell you why. It's not that I don't want to submit a film to Gasparilla. I love Gasparilla. It's my second year. It would be my third year going to that festival next week.
You're volunteering at that festival, right?
Well, yeah, and I've seen movies that are played over there, and I'm going to be fucking honest with you. The films that they play over there are amazing.
Yeah.
They are shot to such perfection. Those movies right there, they used good cameras. So that means they shot on good audio, good sound. Well, yeah, the same fucking thing. They shot on good sound. They had a good camera. They had good editing. And the actors gave good performances. You see, Chosen Woman, it's almost close to a movie where it could have gotten accepted to Gasparilla. But then I have a feeling that the quality of the film, the way the camera I use, I don't think Gasparilla would look at it and say, this is professional, this is amateur. So the thing is that the movies I've made, they look very amateur and they're not Gasparilla material. I hate that it's like that because I think any film should be selected to Gasparilla. Any film, no matter what the no matter how poor the actors did, no matter how poorly the camera was used. At the end of the day, you had a great time making the film. You worked your ass off making that film, and I think Gasparilla should give it a chance.
Well, I guess now it's pretty clear that Gasparilla, they're distinguishing themselves with the quality of film that they're willing to accept.
They only accept movies that that were shot on like an Arri Alexa, a Canon, a cinema camera, or Black Magic.
Yeah, because they're bringing in people who are actually in the. Hang on.
According to blackmagicdesign.com, director and advised for shorts and long films, indie, I advise my clients.
You said the word Alexa, and now my Alexa's talking. It thinks that you want.
Alexa, stop.
Okay, just stop saying Alexa. Anyway,
that were shot on Arri.
Right. Like industry standard cameras.
They're like it's like the Popular Club. It's like they don't accept movies that were shot like garbage.
Right.
They usually shoot movies that are good, strong camera quality movies. And I've seen plenty of movies of Gasparilla, and they're shot amazing.
Right. So the festival that Butterfly got accepted to, it's actually Sunscreen. It will be showing on May the 3rd, Sunday, from 12 p.m. to 1:45 p.m. Oh, wait, is that just a block?
I was actually going to submit Star of the Apocalypse to Sunscreen. Unfortunately, I had a feeling they would reject it.
Here we go, and we got a log line on here, directed by Austin Newman. It is a world premiere. 10 years after Lacey's father abandons her at age 15, she receives a note from her estranged alcoholic father on the eve of her big software launch. Okay, so no mention of time travel
Oh,
there.
shit, it's 9:20 right now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Started a little bit late.
Yeah, I got it. Oh, shit.
So we're gonna get ready to wrap it up here.
Yeah. But yeah, I was saying that it's because of how I don't want to submit a movie it gets rejected because of the quality. Like I want to wait for the right movie.
Would it be worse if you just got rejected for quality, or if you got admitted, but you're obviously the one standing out as somebody who shot their movie on a camera that's of inferior quality to everyone else?
I'm just fearing, man. That's all. I just fear that they're not going to accept it.
Don't be afraid of them not accepting it.
That's like
it costs money though, right?
That's like $60 right
oh,
there.
That's what it is though.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't see the point of it.
Yeah. Well, I don't see the point of any of it. That's why I'm focused on the online stuff. But
right.
I respect the theater enthusiasts. The only reason we have anything in theaters is because of Austin Newman. So shout out to Austin Newman.
Absolutely.
Who was able to push through this film heart and soul behind the story, the execution, where it was shot, how it was shot, all of that stuff. Austin really came through with the butterfly, and I think that people are gonna love seeing it. And I had fun working on it. You know, couple rough patches, but overall it was an enjoyable project. So I want to thank Anthony Caban for coming on today.
Of course.
I think this is episode 33.
Nice.
And anything else you want to say to our listeners before you go?
That's about it.
When you coming back, man?
To what?
To podcast with me, man.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
You know,
I just gotta have transportation next time.
You know, Ken's getting jealous. He's like, "How many episodes is Anthony been on? I gotta have more than
Really?
that." Yeah, he's a little jealous.
Wow, Ken. Sugar daddy. It's okay.
But thanks, guys. So again, we have acting class is still scheduled for Saturday at Seminole Heights.
Which I'm not invited.
You're invited, actually.
Good.
However, please take into account all of the things that I mentioned before. We have new restrictions because of the coronavirus. They are in effect until further notice. And it's basically, if you're 60 and older, I'm sorry, this is not a safe environment for you to be in a close proximity with everyone else. So, you know, sit this one out. If you have family members who are 60 and over that you live with and are in contact with on a regular basis, please do not come to the class. If you've been sick in the last 14 days with a fever or any symptoms of flu-like symptoms, please do not come to the class. And this is really unofficial. Tampa Film Network will be posting an official coronavirus COVID-19 guidance for all our stuff moving forward. Anyone who can't make it to the acting classes, who's on the team, I'm going to work with you guys one-on-one, and we'll get through this. We'll make sure that everyone gets to film. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in, and we're not sure when our next episode will be, but we're going to be having more often because I have more free time right now. So if you want to be on Tampa Film Podcasts, if you're a filmmaker, actor, crew, and you know, you have a perspective, you want to talk about things, please send us an email at tampafilmnetworks@gmail.com, or hit us up on our page on Facebook. Just message the page directly. Or if you know anyone who would be a good guest or have a good topic for us to cover, just message us on the page. And that's it. That's all I got. Anything else?
That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it. We'll see if we can survive the COVID-19 apocalypse.
Hopefully.
You guys be safe out there. Have a great weekend.
Awesome.